Sacrifice is a word that makes people uneasy, because when we hear it, we think loss, of giving something up, of struggle. And because of that, most people avoid it. They resist the idea that success comes at a cost. They want the rewards without the trade-offs, the dream without the discipline. But here's the truth. Sacrifice is not about loss. It's about investment. Look at anyone who's ever achieved anything meaningful. They all had to make sacrifices. Athletes wake up before the sun rises, pushing their bodies past exhaustion while others sleep. Entrepreneurs skip the late-night TV shows, putting in the extra hours to build something of their own. Musicians practice for years before anyone even knows their name. None of them got there by doing what was easy. They got there by doing what was necessary. Sacrifice is not a punishment. It's the price of admission for success. If you want something great, you have to give up something lesser. That doesn't mean you have to suffer. It means you have to decide what matters most to you. Do you want the temporary comfort of staying the same, or the lasting fulfillment of becoming more? Because you can't have both. We live in a world that glorifies instant gratification. Everything is built for convenience, fast food, quick fixes, overnight success stories. But the real victories in life aren't instant. They take time. They take effort. They take sacrifice. And that's why so many people quit. They don't want to put in the years of hard work. They don't want to push through the struggle. They don't want to make the tough choices that success demands. But what they don't realize is that they're still making a sacrifice, just the wrong kind. Because the opposite of sacrificing for success is sacrificing success itself. You either sacrifice for the life you want, or you sacrifice the life you want. It's that simple. Every hour spent scrolling through distractions is an hour that could have been spent building something real. Every unhealthy habit that feels good in the moment is a step further from the energy and strength you need. Every excuse made today is regret waiting to happen tomorrow. Sacrifice doesn't mean giving up everything. It means choosing wisely. It means delaying some pleasures so you can build something better. It means understanding that real happiness doesn't come from avoiding effort, but from conquering it. And when you embrace that, everything changes. When you see sacrifice as an opportunity, not a burden, you stop dreading the work and start respecting it. You stop looking at discipline as restrictions and start seeing it as freedom. Because discipline is what allows you to take control of your life, to shape your future instead of letting it be shaped for you. So ask yourself, what do you want? Not just in the next few weeks, but in the next few years. Not just what feels good now, but what will make you proud later. And then ask yourself, what are you willing to give for it? What distractions, what comforts, what excuses are standing in your way? Because the people who get what they want in life aren't lucky. They aren't special. They just made a choice. They chose to sacrifice what didn't serve them for what did. And when you do the same, if you commit, if you stay the course, then success isn't a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. I'm about to ask you a very simple question. It only contains 4 words, and I know you've probably asked this same question hundreds of times to your family or friends, but I want you to really think about the answer. I don't want you to just give me the superficial, I'm deflecting kind of answer. I want your deep, heartfelt, best answer. Ready? What do you want? What do you want? I told you it was a simple question. We've all heard it before, but wow, if I just sit for a minute to really ponder the words, what do I want? In casual conversation, when someone throws out that question, most people are real quick to come up with what they don't want. For example, they don't want to work at a job that's unsatisfying. They don't want coworkers they hate. They don't want a boss looking over their shoulder, etc., etc. We've become keenly aware of what we don't want. You know what? And that's okay. At least that's a place to start, eliminating certain factors in our world. Okay. But what do you want? For many, answering this question is a light bulb moment. It's when we start to realize that, hey, my life isn't exactly how I want it to be. There are certain irritants that are preventing me from being completely joyful. Good. How you're living, what you're doing, and who's in your life. You've brought all these things into your world. They didn't exist until you allowed them to become your life. It all happened because you weren't really clear on what you wanted from the get-go. Maybe out of convenience or necessity, we ended up where we are without much thought. What do you want? It's a question I ask my clients all the time because it gives clarity to an otherwise clouded mind. When you know what you want, suddenly life gets easier. Because now all my decisions are based on getting me to where I want to go or to whom I want to be. I'm talking daily decisions are now aligned with my values and beliefs. Understanding what you want sets the boundaries and habits in motion to move you in the right direction. No more am I just unconsciously moving through this life without any real consideration for the day-to-day. But rather, I'm feeding and empowering my soul through conscious awareness. And that is why the simple question you need to ask yourself, what do I want, really isn't so simple after all. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they don't have the opportunities. They fail because they're addicted to being the way they are. And I mean that literally. Your brain is wired to keep you the same. It craves familiarity, even when that familiarity is the very thing holding you back. Think about how many times you've tried to change. You set a goal, you get fired up, you swear that this time will be different. And for a little while, maybe it is. You wake up early, you eat better, you put in the work. Then, without even realizing it, you slip back into old habits. One missed workout turns into a week. One cheat meal turns into a downward spiral. One day of procrastination leads to an entire project being abandoned. Now, why is that? Because your brain is addicted to who you've always been. It's not just a pattern, it's a chemical dependency. Every time you think, act, or react in a certain way, your brain strengthens neural pathways that make those responses automatic. And over time, those patterns become your identity. So even when you say, I want to be better, your subconscious mind fights back. Not because it wants you to fail, but because it wants you to stay the same. This is why change feels so hard. Your mind resists discomfort, even if discomfort is the price of growth. Your habits cling to convenience, even if convenience is killing your potential. Your identity is tied to your past, even when your future is begging you to break free. But here's the good news. Just like you trained your brain to stay the same, you can train it to change. You don't need a miracle. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need motivation to strike like lightning. What you need is to rewire your identity, one decision at a time. You got to catch yourself in the act. When you start slipping into old patterns, pause. Ask yourself, is this who I want to be? If not, interrupt the cycle. You got to make discomfort your new normal. Growth hurts. Change is awkward. Your brain will scream, go back, but that's the signal you're on the right track. And then take small, consistent actions. Your brain doesn't trust sudden, extreme changes. It trusts repetition. If you want a new identity, act like that person every single day. And then surround yourself with new standards. If the people around you are also stuck in their old patterns, you will be too. So change your environment and you'll change your life. And most importantly, stop telling yourself the story that you just are a certain way. Like I'm just not disciplined. I've never been good at sticking to things. Or this is just how I am. No, this is just how you've been. Who you are is a decision you make every single day. The truth is, you can change. You just have to be willing to break your addiction to the old you. The next time your old self tries to drag you back, remind yourself, I am not addicted to who I was. I am committed to who I am becoming. This is the day. Say it with me. This is the day. What am I talking about? How do I know that? How do I know that this is the day? Because I'm making the decision. I'm stating it now that today, this day, is the day. How simple was that? The idea that I can make the decision and declare it so. Your superpower that you so often forget is your ability to consciously make decisions that empower you now, in the moment. I remember playing junior hockey in Sudbury, and my billet mom had a habit of saying, one day she'll do that. One day she'll have this. You know the habit. You've probably done it yourself countless times. So literally, I wrote one day on her calendar and I circled it to say, this is the day. No more putting off what you've wanted to do or should do. No. This is the day. And guess what? It worked. There was no hesitation. The day had arrived and she took actions that she had previously been putting off. Amazing. Here's what else is amazing. When I said that line, this is the day, you, the listener, instantly connected it with an action or something you've been putting off. Great. This message is the universe delivering you the sign to get going. Use your superpower. I have no idea what this day is for you. I don't have to. You connected the dots. I'm simply here to say that you can and you must. You've been putting this off for too long. And what you're fearing, the steps or actions you've been avoiding, is not as bad as you've made it out to be. The joy you seek is just on the other side of the fear you've been avoiding. This is the day. Take the first step. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. What's one little thing that you can do to get some momentum started? Just do that. You want a new career? Start looking online. You want to start a new business? Buy the domain. You want a new relationship? Initiate a new contact. You want to get in better shape? Empty the fridge or cupboards of junk food. Just take the first step. Why? Because this is the the day, and we declared it so. No more waiting for one day to arrive. That day is here, and it's today. One simple decision, one little action, one powerful result. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you want. The career you've dreamed of, the relationships that fill your heart, the peace and joy that anchor your days. Now open your eyes. That vision isn't just wishful thinking, it's a glimpse of what can be, of what will be, if you choose to manifest it. Manifestation isn't magic. It's intention paired with action. It's a powerful mindset that takes the seeds of your dreams and plants them into reality. Manifestation is the process of bringing your goals, desires, and aspirations into your life by focusing on them with clarity, belief, and purposeful action. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and your actions with what you want. But let's be clear, manifestation isn't about sitting on the couch wishing for success to knock on your door. It's not passive, it's active. It's about creating the right conditions for your goals to flourish. Manifestation is rooted in the principle that energy attracts energy. What you think, feel, and believe creates the energy you send out into the world. If your mindset is filled with doubt and fear, you'll attract experiences that reflect those emotions. But when your mind is focused on possibility, opportunity, and belief, you start to attract experiences that align with your goals. This isn't just spiritual, it's scientific. Studies in psychology show that when we focus on a goal, our brain system filters the world around us to notice opportunities that align with that focus. Manifestation works because it primes your mind to see possibilities and take action toward them. So here's how anyone can start manifesting their dreams. First, get crystal clear on what you want. Clarity is power. Don't just say, I want success. Define it. What does success look like? Is it financial freedom? Building a business? A fulfilling relationship? Write it down in vivid details. Then, believe it's possible. You must believe that your dreams are attainable. If doubt creeps in, reframe it. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I'm learning how to make this happen. Visualize it daily. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you want. What do you see? How does it feel? Visualization trains your mind to believe in your goals and motivates you to act. Speak it into existence. Your words have power. Use affirmations to reinforce your goals. Say them with conviction. I am confident, capable, in achieving my dreams. Manifestation requires work, so take the actions that align with your goals. Break their goals into small, actionable steps and commit to them every day. The universe rewards effort. Practice daily gratitude. Gratitude raises your energy. Be thankful for what you have and what's on its way. Gratitude turns your focus from lack to abundance, opening the door to receive more. Trust the process. Manifestation doesn't work on your timeline, it works on life's timeline. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the results yet. Manifestation matters because it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. It teaches you to focus on what you can control, your mindset, your actions, your choices. And here's the magic. When you focus on what you can control, life starts to align in ways you never expected. Think of all the people who've achieved greatness. Do you think they waited for the stars to align? No, they decided to align themselves with their dreams. They set clear intentions, visualized success, and took relentless action. Today you have a choice. You can let life happen to you, or you can take the reins and create the life you want. Manifestation isn't reserved for a select few. It's for anyone willing to believe in their vision and work for it. So get clear on your dreams. Visualize them. Believe in them. Act on them. The life you want is waiting for you. It's up to you to claim it. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. On the climb to the top, it's easy to become fixated on the distant horizon, on that shimmering vision of success that seems so far away. We set our sights on the mountaintop, on the summit of our dreams, and we forget to celebrate the journey it takes to get there. But here's the truth. The journey is where the magic happens. It's in those small, seemingly insignificant steps that we find our strength, the resilience, and our true potential. Imagine a marathon runner fixated solely on the finish line, ignoring the miles they've already conquered. It's absurd, right? Yet, how often do we do the same thing in our own lives? We set these big goals, and then we beat ourselves up when we're not there yet. We overlook the countless hours of practice, the late nights, the early mornings, the setbacks and struggles that have brought us to where we are today. But what if we shifted the perspective? What if we learned to celebrate the small steps, the tiny victories that pave the way? What if we recognize that progress isn't always measured in leaps and bounds, but it's in the steady rhythm of one foot in front of the other? As Confucius once said, it doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. It's a testament to your dedication, your perseverance, and your unwavering belief in yourself. So why not celebrate it? Think about a time when you faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge. Maybe it was starting your own business, or running a marathon, or even just changing your diet. In your moments of doubt, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. But if you take a moment to look back, to truly appreciate the progress you've made, you'll realize that every step forward is a triumph in its own way. Celebrating the small steps isn't just about patting yourself on the back. It's about building momentum, creating a positive feedback loop that propels you ever closer to your goals. When you acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental, you're reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You are cultivating a mindset of abundance, of gratitude, of unstoppable determination. Success isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey itself. When you learn to celebrate the small steps, you're not just inching closer to your goals, you're embodying the very essence of success. So how can we celebrate the small steps? It's simple, really. It starts with gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on the progress you've made, no matter how small. Write it down. Shout it out from the rooftops. Dance like nobody's watching. Celebrate your wins, however insignificant they may seem, because each one is a stepping stone. But don't stop there. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, who celebrate your victories as their own. Share your journey with others and be open to receiving support and encouragement in return. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your path to success. Be patient, be persistent, and above all, be proud of how far you've come. Every champion, whether in sports, business, or life, has something in common. They think differently. It's not just their skills that set them apart, it's their mindset. A champion's mindset is built through discipline, focus, and the ability to overcome obstacles. The good news is that you don't have to be born with it. You can develop it. Becoming a champion isn't just about winning. It's about showing up every day and doing the work even when no one is watching. So let's explore what it takes to build the mindset of a true champion. Number 1, set clear goals and visualize success. Champions don't just drift through life. They know exactly what they want, and they work towards it relentlessly. If you don't know where you're going, how will you get there? Set specific, achievable goals, big or small. Every goal gives you direction. Champions visualize success. They see themselves succeeding in their mind before they ever do it in real life. Spend time each day imagining your goals as if they're already real. Train your mind to believe it's possible. Number 2, commit to consistency. Talent might get you started, but consistency keeps you in the game. Champions show up whether they feel like it or not. They know that progress happens little by little, not all at once. Even on the bad days, take one step forward. Small actions compound into greatness over time. A champion's mindset is about mastering the daily grind. Champions win because they are consistent when others give up. Success isn't built in a day, it's built every day. Number 3, embrace failure as part of growth. Here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every champion has failed, but instead of quitting, they learned from it. Failing is feedback. When things don't go as planned, champions ask, what can I learn from this? Champions aren't afraid of mistakes. They see challenges as opportunities to grow stronger. Every time you fall, you have 2 choices. Stay down or get up and keep going. Champions always get up. Number 4, master your mindset under pressure. The difference between a champion and everyone else isn't just skill, it's how they perform under pressure. Champions know that pressure is a part of life, and they train their minds to stay calm and focused when things get tough. When pressure builds, focus on what you can control, like your breathing, your actions, and your attitude. Champions remind themselves that setbacks are temporary and that nothing will break their spirit. Pressure isn't there to stop you. It's there to show you what you're made of. Number 5, build discipline and self-belief. Champions don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward even when it's hard. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Along the way, you'll need to cultivate self-belief. Champions believe in themselves even when no one else does. If you don't believe you can, who will? Number 6, surround yourself with excellence. Champions understand the power of environment. You can't build a champion mindset if you surround yourself with negativity. Find people who challenge you, encourage you, and push you to become better. Cut out distractions and toxic influences that hold you back. Champions guard their energy and stay laser-focused on their goals. Success leaves clues. Study those who've walked the path you want to walk. The choice is yours. Developing a champion mindset isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every day is a new chance to show up, to push yourself a little harder, and to get a little bit better. You won't always feel motivated, and you'll have setbacks, but champions keep going no matter what. Ask yourself, what's stopping you? Champions aren't born, they're built, one decision at a time. Start today. Train your mind, build your discipline, and become the champion of your own life. Because in the end, the only person who can stop you is you. We live in a world that loves quick fixes, instant results, and overnight success. We're obsessed with instant gratification and speedy resolutions. And we get frustrated with delays or distant rewards. We want everything quickly and we want it now. Let me tell you the truth, long-term achievement doesn't happen that way. It's not about these big victories or luck. It's about the small choices we make every single day. And these choices, well, they're powered by discipline. Discipline isn't flashy. It's not exciting, and it's definitely not easy. But it's the one thing that'll take you from where you are right now to where you want to be. Whether you're trying to build a business, improve your health, learn a new skill, or just become a better version of yourself, discipline is the key. Now, I know discipline can sound like a tough word. We sometimes think of it as restricting or boring, but in reality, it's the most freeing thing there is. When you're disciplined, you're not at the mercy of your moods or distractions. You're in control. You get to decide where your time, your energy, and your focus goes. Think about it. How often do we start something strong, only to lose motivation a few weeks in? It's easy to be motivated at the beginning when everything is new and exciting. But what happens when that initial energy fades? This is where discipline steps in. Discipline says, I don't feel like it today, but I'm going to do it anyways. It says, I'm tired, but I'm still going to show up. The thing is, showing up day after day is what leads to growth. It's what separates the people who succeed from the people who give up when things get tough. Discipline doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you'll never have bad days. It simply means you keep going even when it's hard. It means sticking with your goals when the excitement wears off. It's about commitment. And commitment fueled by discipline, that leads to success. So how do you build discipline? Simple. Start small. You don't have to change everything overnight. Set a goal. Make one promise to yourself and stick with it. Over time, these small wins will build your confidence and strengthen your resolve. It's not about being the best right now. It's about being consistent. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. And over time, those small efforts will start to add up. Before you know it, you'll have built something amazing. Stay disciplined. Keep showing up, because that's the secret to any long-term achievement.